and every single one of those functions can be directly supported by a vegetable that most people walk past in the grocery store every day.
Important. If you are over 40, 50, or 60 and feel your immune system is not the same anymore, there's something you need to know. These top 6 fruits, when eaten consistently, can stimulate immune response and bring immune resilience that, in some cases, has been stronger than in young people. This isn't hype. It's nutrition-based immunology, backed by studies from respected medical institutions in the United States and Canada. These fruits don't just help you fight colds. They help you build up the same natural killer cells and white blood cell response that decline with age. As we age, our immune systems go through a process called immunosenescence, which is the natural deterioration of immune function. By the time most people in the United States hit their 60s, their T cells are no longer responding the way they used to, their inflammation markers are higher, and their vulnerability to viruses, infections, even pneumonia increases drastically. In hospitals across the United States and Canada, older adults are still making up the highest mortality rate from flu-related complications. But what if you could make your immune system biologically younger than your actual age? What if certain fruits could help your body produce more interferons, increase natural killer cell activity, and reduce chronic low-grade inflammation, known as inflammaging, which is directly tied to weakened immunity? That's exactly what these 6 fruits do. Not by magic, but by their direct effect on immune cells, antioxidants, polyphenols, fiber-fermenting compounds, and more. Let's start with one of the most powerful, blueberries. Across the United States, blueberries are grown in states like Michigan, Oregon, and New Jersey, and most Americans think of them as a breakfast fruit. But what most people don't know is that blueberries have one of the highest concentrations of anthocyanins, a type of flavonoid known to boost immune signaling. In a clinical trial conducted at the University of Reading in the United Kingdom, daily blueberry consumption was shown to improve natural killer cell count in older adults. These NK cells are part of the body's rapid response team, designed to identify and destroy infected or cancerous cells before they spread. That's why older individuals who regularly consume blueberries often report fewer colds, fewer hospital visits, and better energy. One U.S.-based study even linked blueberry intake to a lowered risk of upper respiratory tract infections in older women. But it doesn't stop there. Blueberries also regulate the gut immune axis by feeding bifidobacteria and other healthy gut microbes, which in turn influence over 70% of the immune system. If you're in your 50s or 60s and feeling like you catch every cold your grandkids bring home, consider switching that banana on your oatmeal to a handful of blueberries. Your immune system will thank you. Next is kiwi, and this one might surprise you. Originally native to China, but now widely available across grocery stores in the United States, Canada, Australia, and the United Kingdom, kiwis are an underestimated powerhouse for immunity. One medium kiwi has more vitamin C than an entire orange. But what makes kiwi special is not just the vitamin C, it's how it delivers it alongside vitamin E, potassium, folate, and unique enzymes like actinidin, which improve protein digestion and nutrient absorption. In a study done in New Zealand, where kiwi is a major export, older adults who consumed 2 kiwis per day for 4 weeks had a significantly improved response to flu vaccines. This means their immune systems were producing stronger antibody responses than before, which is often a problem for older adults whose vaccine efficacy decreases due to weakened immunity. In the United States, seniors often rely on annual flu shots, but if the body isn't responding with proper immune memory, the protection drops. That's where kiwi fills the gap, not just preventing illness, but enhancing your body's internal immune programming. Some dietitians in the United States even recommend kiwi daily during flu season, especially for those over 55. Pomegranates are another critical fruit that deserve a place in any anti-aging immune strategy. Found in more American households than ever before, especially in states like California, where they're locally grown, pomegranates are more than a sweet snack. Their ruby-red seeds, called arils, contain punicalagins and ellagic acid, two compounds with incredible anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. Chronic inflammation is a silent immune suppressant. In older individuals, this low-grade inflammation leads to increased rates of autoimmunity, slower response to infections, and higher risk of metabolic syndromes. But in a study published in the journal Nutrition Research, participants over age 60 who consumed pomegranate extract daily for 12 weeks showed reduced markers of C-reactive protein and interleukin-6, both of which are strong indicators of systemic inflammation. The real story here is how this reduction frees the immune system to function like it did in younger years, faster, more responsive, and more balanced. In clinical nutrition programs in Canada, pomegranate juice has been used in long-term care homes to help reduce infection risk during flu outbreaks. It's not just theory, it works in real-life scenarios. One of the most emotionally resonant stories comes from a woman in her late 70s in Texas who had struggled with recurrent bronchitis each winter. After starting a simple regimen of pomegranate juice daily, combined with improved sleep and zinc intake, she reported 2 winters in a row without respiratory infections. She wasn't taking expensive pharmaceuticals, just nourishing her immune system with compounds her body understood. Stories like these aren't isolated. They're happening across the United States and in parts of the United Kingdom where elderly nutrition programs are beginning to emphasize food as medicine. Papaya is often overlooked because it's associated with tropical regions like Hawaii and parts of Central America. But U.S. grocery chains from California to Florida are now stocking them year-round. This fruit contains papain, a powerful enzyme that supports digestion and immune activity, along with a very high dose of vitamin C, folate, beta-carotene, and vitamin A. What makes papaya particularly important for older adults is its impact on reducing oxidative stress in immune cells. Oxidative stress is one of the primary reasons immune cells become sluggish with age. They're damaged by free radicals and can no longer function effectively. In one observational study published in Clinical Interventions in Aging, papaya consumption was linked to improved antioxidant status and a stronger T-cell response in aging populations. In the United States, there's a growing movement of integrative medical clinics recommending papaya smoothies for seniors with immune suppression or autoimmune disorders. When consumed with a bit of healthy fat, like avocado or olive oil, the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins skyrockets, making this fruit an immune nutrient delivery system. What makes this list even more compelling is the presence of elderberries. In Canada and the United Kingdom, elderberry syrup is already a staple in many homes during winter, but in the United States, it's just starting to be taken seriously by medical professionals. Elderberries are one of the most clinically researched fruits for immune function, especially when it comes to viral immunity. Rich in flavonoids like quercetin and rutin, elderberry directly interferes with the ability of viruses to replicate. This isn't folk medicine. It's been shown in randomized controlled trials. In one study published in the Journal of International Medical Research, flu patients who took elderberry extract recovered on average 4 days faster than those who took a placebo. More importantly, elderly patients reported less severe symptoms and lower rates of secondary infections. These kinds of results are what many U.S. holistic physicians are now basing their protocols on: natural antiviral support alongside conventional care. There's even growing evidence that elderberry can help reduce the overproduction of cytokines, which are part of the immune system but become dangerous in cytokine storms, like those seen in severe flu or COVID-19 cases. But the real beauty of elderberry lies in its synergy. When used with vitamin D, zinc, and selenium, commonly deficient in older adults, it amplifies the immune-supporting effects. U.S. nutritionists working with long-term care facilities have started including elderberry concentrates in their supplemental protocols, with reported reductions in respiratory illnesses over the winter months. This fruit, once considered old-fashioned, is now at the cutting edge of immune restoration in older populations. The sixth and final fruit in this part is apples, especially their peels. Often taken for granted in the United States, where apples are one of the most consumed fruits per capita. Apples are quietly one of the most powerful tools for gut-driven immune support. The magic is in the polyphenols, like quercetin and catechins, and in the soluble fiber called pectin, which ferments in the gut to feed short-chain fatty acid production. Why does this matter? Because the gut houses over 70% of immune tissue. Older adults often suffer from microbiome imbalances due to antibiotics, stress, and diet low in fiber. This weakens the immune system from its very foundation. But when apples are eaten regularly, especially with skin, studies have shown improved gut microbiome diversity and increased production of butyrate, a compound that strengthens the intestinal barrier and reduces inflammation system-wide. The second part of this powerful immune-supporting list continues with fruits that don't just add flavor to your diet, they actively change your immune system's ability to defend, recover, and renew itself, especially in adults over 50. In the United States, where chronic diseases are more common with age and immune suppression is often treated only with prescriptions, nutrition is still widely underused. These next fruits are not alternative medicine. They are clinically researched, immune-modulating foods that can reduce your dependence on medications, lower inflammation, and strengthen your body's innate and adaptive immune systems, which weaken due to aging, stress, poor gut health, and long-term inflammation. Their benefits have been proven across institutions in the United Kingdom, Canada, and the United States, and some are now used in wellness protocols for immune-compromised patients. Citrus fruits, especially grapefruits, oranges, lemons, and limes, are commonly known for their vitamin C content, but their real value goes much deeper. In the immune world, vitamin C is critical for neutrophil activity, which are the first responders in your immune system. Neutrophils detect and destroy bacteria, clean up damaged tissue, and are responsible for initiating further immune response. As we age, the body's ability to produce and activate neutrophils declines, which leads to slower healing and higher risk of infections from even mild illnesses. In a study from a medical center in Ontario, Canada, older adults who consumed high-C citrus fruits daily had significantly stronger immune reactions during winter months, with fewer reports of bronchial infections and sinus congestion. U.S.-based dietitians often recommend morning grapefruit for adults dealing with immune fatigue or those recovering from viral illnesses because it contains hesperidin, a citrus flavonoid that reduces inflammation, improves circulation, and enhances white blood cell activity. It's also worth noting that vitamin C helps regenerate other antioxidants like vitamin E and glutathione, which are essential for older adults to maintain detoxification and immune clarity. Mango is another fruit that many Americans overlook, associating it with smoothies or occasional treats. But mango, widely consumed across Australia and also increasing in popularity in the United States, is one of the few fruits that supports both gut and skin immunity. Its high content of vitamin A, beta-carotene, and digestive enzymes like amylases make it essential for individuals whose digestion has slowed with age. Why does digestion matter for the immune system? Because the small intestine is where nutrient absorption and a huge portion of immune surveillance happens. Older adults often suffer from something called leaky gut, where the intestinal lining becomes weak and inflamed, allowing toxins to enter the bloodstream and trigger immune dysfunction. Mangoes help nourish the mucosal lining of the gut, feed beneficial bacteria, and provide direct support to the epithelial barrier, which is like your body's immune gatekeeper. In a small clinical study conducted in Florida, older patients who ate mango daily for 12 weeks showed reduced levels of TNF-alpha and IL-6, two key inflammatory markers. This means less inflammation, fewer immune system misfires, and stronger, protection against illness. Mango also boosts skin immune function, important for those who are prone to skin infections, slow wound healing, or eczema, which often increases with age in the United States. Then comes cranberries, mostly associated with urinary tract health, but vastly underrated for their immune role. In the United States and Canada, cranberry farming is a multi-million-dollar industry, yet most people still only consume cranberries during Thanksgiving. That's a mistake, especially for older adults. Cranberries are rich in proanthocyanidins, PACs, unique antioxidants that prevent bacteria from adhering to tissues. This isn't just helpful for urinary health. It directly benefits the gut lining, respiratory system, and oral cavity, all of which are common entry points for pathogens. A study from a hospital nutrition program in Massachusetts showed that adults over 60 who consumed unsweetened cranberry juice 3 times per week had significantly fewer upper respiratory infections over a 4-month period. These PACs also help reduce systemic inflammation, protect cardiovascular health, and improve immune cell responsiveness. In long-term care homes in the United Kingdom, cranberry supplements have been added to daily meals to help reduce infections that often become serious due to weakened immunity in seniors. If you're someone who's constantly dealing with fatigue, frequent infections, or even gum disease, this fruit can help more than you realize. Blackberries are another critical fruit, especially for their antiviral, antibacterial, and anti-aging compounds. Grown across the United States, especially in Oregon and California, blackberries contain some of the highest concentrations of vitamin K, manganese, fiber, and a specific antioxidant called ellagic acid, which has been studied for its anti-cancer and immune-stimulating effects. In older adults, blackberries support the thymus gland, which is responsible for producing T cells. The thymus shrinks significantly with age, and by the time most people are in their 60s, their T cell output is dramatically lower, which weakens the entire immune system. But in a study done by researchers in Pennsylvania, adults who consumed blackberry extract had enhanced T cell activation and improved immune recovery from viral infections. Blackberries also support mucosal immunity, important for preventing infections in the sinuses, lungs, and gastrointestinal tract, which are the primary areas where pathogens invade. Nutritionists in the United States are now recommending blackberries as part of anti-inflammatory diets for autoimmune conditions, especially because of their role in reducing NF-κB, a key molecule in chronic immune disorders. Another fruit that can't be ignored is avocado, even though it's not sweet. It's a fruit by classification, and its impact on the immune system is profound. In the United States, avocado consumption has exploded, especially among health-conscious older adults in states like California and Florida. But many still don't know that the monounsaturated fats in avocado are necessary for the absorption of vitamins A, D, E, and K, all essential for immune function. Without healthy fats, older adults don't absorb these nutrients well, and that leads to immune decline. Avocados also contain glutathione, a master antioxidant produced in the liver but often depleted with age, stress, medications, and poor diet. Glutathione is crucial for immune cell regeneration, detoxification, and the prevention of oxidative stress that weakens immune response. In a study published in Nutrients, daily avocado intake helped older adults reduce C-reactive protein levels and increase antioxidant capacity. This makes it easier for the body to mount immune defense without triggering unnecessary inflammation. Avocados also stabilize blood sugar and reduce insulin resistance, which is crucial because metabolic health is tightly linked with immune strength, especially in people over 50. Finally, cherries, particularly tart cherries, are one of the most potent anti-inflammatory fruits available. Their deep red color signals the presence of anthocyanins, which block inflammatory pathways and support recovery from illness, surgery, or chronic fatigue, something that millions of older Americans and Canadians struggle with. Tart cherries have been shown to reduce uric acid levels, lower blood pressure, and even improve sleep quality, which in itself has a massive impact on immunity. Sleep deprivation is a known immune suppressant, especially for older adults. But the natural melatonin and tryptophan found in tart cherries help regulate circadian rhythm and improve deep sleep, during which the immune system resets and repairs. In the United States, especially in veteran care facilities and aging clinics, tart cherry juice is now being used to support recovery from respiratory illness, viral infections, and immune suppression caused by chemotherapy or chronic disease. In the United Kingdom and Canada, wellness retreats and holistic centers include tart cherry as part of detox and immune repair regimens for aging populations. Every fruit in this list plays a different role, but the result is the same: a stronger, more adaptable immune system that doesn't break down with age. When combined and eaten consistently, these fruits help older adults across the United States, United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia build immune systems that rival younger people. Whether you are 55 or 75, your immune strength doesn't have to follow your birth certificate. You can change it. You can rebuild it.